This is NAVI 101, Transitions and Routines. Today we will focus on 4-step tight transitions. You will need the following materials: paper and pencil, or a computer for written reflections and the practice session. Before we dive in, let's take a look at this transition. Please notice what the kindergarten line looks like compared to other classrooms.
We'll play together. It's so much more fun.
Leave it alone!
What's that? It's a fire alarm! Come on! Come on! Everything together! Come on! Come on! Get over together! Come on! Come on! Come on! Get over together! Everything together! Come on! Come on! Quiet! Quiet! Come on! Shh! Quiet!
Well, we're all glad the kindergarten class could join us.
Please pause this video to reflect on the following question. Why is the kindergarten's exit not ideal? Now that you've reflected, we can see that the kindergarten's exit was not time efficient and pretty chaotic. If all students in the school transitioned the way that this class did, it would be dangerous and people could get hurt. Yes, this was a fire alarm, but with so many students at our schools, even transitions to and from recess could be chaotic if students are not given specific directions. The objectives for today are: participants will be able to use the 4-step tight transition chant for students to exit the classroom and use the 4-step tight transition chant during center rotations. Let's see a transition during centers. When you watch this video, look for: what do the teachers do during a transition, what are the students doing, and what makes this effective.
Step 1, clean up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Maybe it's looking super sad over there. 5, 4. Thank you, green group. 3, 2, 1. Good job, Daniel. Way to get back to your spot. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for sitting slant, Alize. I like how Tito's tracking the times. Just waiting for one friend to clean it up. Step 2 is stand up in chair. Step 3 is line it up. Back and facing forward. Thank you, Alize, for facing forward. Blue group's got everybody's feet on the line. We've got almost everybody facing forward. Just waiting for one. Step 4, transition.
Step 1. Thank you so much for picking up so quickly and quietly. Thank you for showing me slant. 3, 2, 1. Waiting on one friend. Thank you, Nehemiah Roman. You look amazing. Step 2. Thank you, Martine, for not touching the desks. Hands behind your back. Elizabeth, great job. Addison, amazing. Not whispering to friends. So quiet in here. Step 4. Whiteboard's out. Do now on the board. Do now. Make sure you write the next sign for each arm. Step 2.
Wow, I love that. Yes, Danny and Aiden. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6,
4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow, please watch. One game on fast time, friends. And you're going to bring back. Please pause this video to reflect on the questions either aloud with a group or silently by yourself. Now that you've had a chance to reflect, we see the teachers are monitoring student compliance and behavior during the transition. Teachers are giving positive praise when they see students following directions. The students know exactly what each step of the transition represents and are following directions silently. This is effective because step-by-step transitions are time efficient, make the classroom safe, and set a routine where students know exactly what to do. Let's see a transition exiting the classroom. When you watch this video, look for what does the bell indicate and how are the students leaving their desks.
Thank you. I see Christian quickly getting up and moving to his next spot. Kevin, that doesn't mean that you need to stand up now. Step 2. Thank you for moving quickly, having your pencils in your hands ready to return. Step 3. Make sure you wait your turn. Step 4.
Please pause this video to reflect on the questions either aloud with a group or silently by yourself. Now that you've had a chance to reflect, we noticed that after the bell rang, students were cleaning up their areas and moving to their appropriate seats. Students then were lining up and were following a specific path around the desks to exit the classroom. This must have been practiced and set as an expectation by the teacher. With this in place, students have a clear path to follow without bumping into one another. Now it's time for a written reflection. Please pause this video to write down your thoughts from the See It videos. Why are tight transitions important? If you are with a group of people, please pause the video and share your written reflection with each other. Now that you've reflected, hopefully you notice that tight transitions are important for time efficiency and safety. It also displays the importance of establishing routines within the classroom. So we've come to our core idea. Tight transitions will increase instructional time and establish procedures in classroom management. So why is this important? Please pause this video to discuss with your group or silently reflect. This is important because teachers always need more instructional time. With routines and procedures in place, the classroom will run smoothly and efficiently. Please pause this video and take a moment to write down any key takeaways from the core idea. Now we will learn what each step stands for. The steps are the same with small changes depending on if you're transitioning during centers or leaving the classroom. Here are the steps for exiting the classroom. Step 1. Students clean up their materials and work area. Step 2. Students stand behind their chair. Step 3. Students face the door or the direction in which their walking path will go. And Step 4. Students exit the classroom following the correct walking path. There are different ways to indicate each step. You could verbally say Step 1, Step 2, and so on. You could also use silent hand signals or music to cue each step. Here are the steps for transitioning between centers. They are almost identical to when students transition out of the classroom. Step 1. Students clean up their materials and work area. Step 2. Students stand behind their chair. Step 3. Students line up and face the direction that they will be walking. And Step 4. Students transition to the next center following the correct walking path. Now it's your turn to practice. Participants will create a script or written plan of how you will delegate an exit transition. Remember to include what activity your students are working on. It does not need to be anything difficult. It could be as simple as students are silently reading. Also include how you will get your students' attention. This could be a bell, a clap, or even saying, "Class, class." Finally, remember to include how you will give the signals to your students. Will you say Step 1? Will you use silent hand signals or something else? Please take 1 minute to write your script. Now that you have your script written, let's put it to action. In groups of 3, each teacher will have 45 seconds to run through their script. Then you will be given 15 seconds to receive feedback. Within each group, 3 roles will be played. The teacher, who is presenting the script, the coach, who is acting as a student as well as watching the presenter and giving feedback afterwards, and the student, who will be the model student and follow the steps correctly. After teacher 1 role plays through their script, the coach will give positive and constructive feedback. Then teacher 2 will role play through their script, and so on and so forth. Everyone will have a chance to be the teacher, a coach, and a student. Please pause this video to role play with your group. Make sure someone is keeping track of the time. It's time for a group discussion. Please pause this video to discuss with your group your thoughts based on the practice session. We've come to our final reflection. Please pause this video to discuss the following questions. How will this affect my classroom? And when and how will you teach this to your students? Thank you for watching the 4-step tight transition professional development.